All right, let's get the mic. Good morning, everyone. Whether you are here present or watching at a later time, today we're going to look at 7 super fast techniques for creating stunning PowerPoint presentations. And I'm just going to start off by walking through the initial slides, and we shall do some practicals around the topics that we're going to cover. So we're going to look at 7 techniques that we're going to use to be able to create PowerPoint presentations in a quick amount of time. All right, so this is the agenda that we have for today. Generally simple agenda, and if we do have attendees, we'll have introductions at some point in the program, and I'll tell you a bit about the Kabila community, and then we'll go into the meat of the conversation today. All right, this is a little bit about me. I am an enterprise architect with a company here in Accra. I'm a self-published author, and I convene a few platforms, including one that is focused on technology, another that is focused on small business, and another that is a media platform called Iminati Africa. I have 16 years experience in IT, a technical writer, a prose writer, books on Amazon, as well as an online missionary. All right, I'm going to tell you a bit about Kabila, what the vision is and the mission is. Essentially, this is a group of small-scale entrepreneurs, if you wish, that are focused on consumer goods. And we try to get collaboration going among these entrepreneurs, promoting local content while pushing for global relevance, the kind of quality that will get us global. We've done these kinds of efforts in the past with initiatives like Startup 5, Yenshia, and now Kabila. In Kabila, we are more focused on consumer goods. In Yenshia, we invited career professionals into our midst and tried to make that mix of people who are trying to get things done aside from their day job. In Startup 5, we were focused on creating generations of entrepreneurs who are going to support each other once they cross the 5-year boundary line. And we focus on a set of values. Values of variety, vibrancy, and veracity. We embrace diversity in our community. We have high energy, and we want to promote resilience in Africa's tough terrain, and promote trust within our community, creating exchange of markets, exchange of ideas, exchange of knowledge. At the end of the day, we want to see that more African entrepreneurs are sending things out of Africa, sending processed goods out of Africa that are locally made. So in our culture, in our community, we promote knowledge sharing. We help with marketing and branding where it's needed. We create an environment for business networking and to explore opportunities together as an organization. And Kabila Community Workshops is one of those areas in which we share the knowledge, which is part of what is going on right now. All right, let me go on straight into the conversation today. So why is PowerPoint important? Why is it important? For both business people and career professionals, soft skills are heavily in demand. A lot of the tasks that are associated with job roles that require repetitive skills or a narrow set of skills, they are going away, being handed over to machines. So people want to see more soft skills, one of which is excellent communication. PowerPoint presentations are a way to pass across what you are trying to say, mostly in visual form or in a structured story. So in a presentation, essentially, you are telling a story. You are telling a story from beginning to end with bullet points, with graphics, with a whole storyline that is stacked on your deck. And you should be able to do that in today's world, whether it's a world of business for you or whether it's a career, a world of a professional career for you. Every engagement in the corporate world requires some kind of communication, and the clearer you can be, the better for you. Structured and sequenced visual content is even great for social selling, and that has been proven by those who use both PowerPoint and other forms of presentation tools. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to show you, first of all, something called the slide master. Essentially, with this slide master, we are going to create one change on our slides that is replicated across all the slides. This is a simple, straightforward one, and you may already know it. One use case for this is you want to create a simple template that you can always use. You can quickly do that using your slide master. I'm going to do that. I'm going to illustrate that with this blank presentation, which I'm going to put in some logo in and a few other things. So this is my regular view where I have my first page, my first slide, the title slide. On this title slide, I can change the layout to whatever I want, title and content, section header, and so forth. So in fact, maybe I should do that very quickly. I do a new slide here, which is a normal section, title and content type of layout. I can also do a different layout that is a maybe content with two bodies of content. I can decide that I want to start a new section, and I use a layout that is fit as a section header and so forth. So I have 5 slides that are blank, nothing in them. And I want to go to my slide master view. I go to my view, go over to slide master. And what I want to change is I want to bring in a little bit of consistency, so basically across the slides. What I'm going to do first of all, maybe I want to change the font, for example. If I want to change the font, I just simply do that from my from this slide master, my home slide master, and I decide that what I want to use for the first slide, the title slide, is a bold. It's a Haroni with a shadow and maybe with a particular color, a particular exact color. 8BD, 8BD. Okay, let me see what that looks like. Maybe I don't like that. I decide to change it to something else. 243665. Okay, then I have the sub of that. I want 36. Yeah, and then I use this, and there I can use my APD with a bold. Yeah, so that's fine. So I just leave it at that. Now back to what I want to say. I am going to pick up a logo from my computer and use that logo essentially in my I'm going to use that logo in my master and show you what happens with that. Yes, so let me pick that logo up. Pick that logo up here. Where's my logo? Logos are here. Okay. JPEG and PNG logos. I pick a simple one and I want to put it on my slide master. I'm going to put that right at the corner here. Small logo at the corner. In fact, I'm not going to put it here. I'm going to put it right here on the first page of my master slide. Once I do that, if I go and change the view to my normal view, I see that every slide has the logo. That's essentially what I want to accomplish. And I also realize that my initial slide has taken up the font that I defined in the master. I can also go to that slide master and define the same similar font for my section header as well. So that only and that okay, that's basically it. So when I do that and go back to my normal view, I'll see that my section header should have that exact font. So whenever I do a new section header, I am going to have the same font setup. I can go back to my slide master and decide on the setup for my slide titles, for example. So I'm just going to do that very quickly and say, look, what I want is the Real Nova condensed. I want it to be bold. I want a shadow on it. And I like this color. Okay. The same. I can keep going on and on with that. Change that for other variants. Sorry about that. I can change that for other variants of the slides, the layout styles, you know, and just keep going on and on with that. Okay. So at the slide master level, I have made all these changes and I'll be able to take advantage of them as I continue building my presentation. So let's just save that and call it slide example. Okay. So that is for the slide master. I've been able to put a basic view on it. I can decide to do something else interesting. Maybe I want to add a shape or some kind of decoration that is consistent with my brand. So I'm just going to try to do that now. Sorry about that. Delay in signing in. So let's take that out. Yeah. Let me save that somewhere else. Yeah. Slide example 22. Yes, I'm good. All right. So I'm going to put in a little bit of a design here. Let me just try something out and put in a shape, a nice little shape there. And there's a triangle. I'm just going to hang it right here. And it's there on all slides. I change the color to what I actually want. Okay, that's that. Shape outline, no outline. And then another shape there. Let me use something fancy. something a little fancy. So make it narrow, same there. I need to just align it with that very quickly. Right. So let's see how that turns out. Okay, do that way and make it a different color. Okay, no outline. So I could decide. All right. So once I do that and go back to my regular view, I should have that all over the place. Okay. All right. Yeah, so this is what I expect to see. I mean, have done that properly. Slide master 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So let's do that. Okay. Okay, do that again. Down here. Yeah. Let me do this out. Okay, bold. That. Take note that in my actual slide, I can always decide to make a slight change to that in the normal view. I can do that while, while I've already defined this in my master. Okay, go back to the normal view and then we proceed. So we've been able to generally use the slide master to set up our layout, and that essentially makes it quite easy to keep using this, each of the slides that we're going to use. All right, so let's go on and see what next in our presentation. The second item we're going to show is the concept of design ideas. So design ideas. Essentially, this use case is a fashion designer who sells his outfits on social media and needs a presentation that is heavy on graphics. And the graphics obviously would be samples of their clothing. So we're just going to make that happen on the same slide that we started with. So we're going to call it whatever we like. Let's call it Igiri picture. Something like that. Okay. Just a make-believe fashion house for that. This could be fine, or we could decide to change it. For example, we could decide that we want a more sophisticated font here, even though we've defined our font in our master. That, or we want to use that. Are you taming? Okay, yeah. So make it a bit larger. And it's not so clear here, but we can decide that we want to split that. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Restyle yourself. Scale. Anything we want to put there, right? Anything we want to put there. Okay. Okay, so we have that. Maybe we could make it clearer, or better still, have this as another incoming color, so to speak. Okay, yeah, that and change the color of the font. Okay, so that's first step of that. Decide to do something more sophisticated with the container here. Let's try this out. Okay. Okay. Too many colors. Too many colors. Let's take this out. Rather than take that out, let's format it properly and then take our text back to this, and then we can use this here. Send it to back. Okay. Yeah, so let that be. So what we really want to show is how we bring in the design suggestions here, design ideas. So I'm going to bring in a few photos and see how the design ideas fit into the whole mix. That's our second insight on this presentation. Okay, yeah. So we're going to pick up a few photos that we have on our presentation. I'm just going to, these photos actually for client. So, I mean, can either decide to use this, or better still, we'll use photos that are not labeled. That way they can fit nicely into our presentation. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Once we do this, PowerPoint begins to give us suggestions, and we can decide to choose any of them to fit our design environment, so to speak. If we can decide to have multiple photos like this. And once we paste it, we get more design ideas without having to think too hard about our design, for example. Yeah. Few more designs. So that or that. And we can bring in one third one and see how that fits in. I'll just bring in one third option here. Okay. Right, so one third option. Okay. Okay, good. So let's just pick one for the purpose of the demonstration, right? Can have that and write whatever we want. Let's use designs. Sorry about that. Pick from our list of awesome designs for your modern wardrobe. Okay. Our prices are moderate and we guarantee value for your money. Okay. Visit us at number 24 Ubiora Street, Accra. Okay. All right, do what we want. Now we can decide that to give some emphasis here. Let's leave some emphasis here with specific title and old style and give it a nice little, a great look. Okay. Pick a different font. Let me just try that again with okay. So let's leave that for the purpose of the presentation. Make sure we have it justified. Moderate. What is wrong with this? All right, cool. That's fine. Now we can go a little more sophisticated with this. Let's do a new slide and get one or two other photos. Okay, let's take one photo. Okay. Now we could do something nicer with this, like this, and say and label it as a sleeveless dress, princess dress or something. Okay. Made with depth of expertise, cost effective, variety of colors, and so forth, whatever it is we want to have there. And then we can copy that. Yeah, you can always modify, increase size and all that. And we can do one more, yes. In the one more, I'm going to do something interesting. I'm just going to pick up my BG, move the BG and take out the background from those photos so that we have something more interesting. All right, I'm gonna do that for just one. Okay, take that out. So we could do this for, could have done this for all our photos. That way the background is plain. Taking a bit of time. Taking a bit of time. Okay. Great. So I'm downloading that. Okay. And I'm just going to insert it into my drawing. Okay. Typically, we go in my downloads folder. Okay, so let's see what the design ideas tell us. Yeah, so just pick one that makes sense for us in the context. Okay, let's see any others. Okay, I mean, just for the purpose of just pick this up. Or this. Yeah, okay, great. So let's leave this at that and we'll do something more with it. So the third item we're going to show here is the use of icons. So it's typically there are some presentation styles that we want to do a presentation that is not particularly colorful. We want something simple graphics, illustrate what you're trying to say, straightforward fashion. That's where this exactly fits in. But we're going to mix it with what we're already doing. And I'm just going to show you that. Here, I'm going to go to Insert, Icons. And let's say I want to say that this dress can be used at home. Nice house, office, or church. Religion. Fortunately, Microsoft doesn't like church. Mosque. Okay, so we like mosque, but not church. Or worship. Okay. Okay, so mosque. For the purposes of the illustration, it can be used. So I've inserted 3 of them. And say, and we're telling the people that you can use this at home, you can use this at church, where else? Maybe at the park. Let's keep it this way, so we can align them up and do arrange, align, distribute vertically, first of all. Then align center. Okay. Give it a different color for each in the graphics format. Let's pick up a nice little color here. And okay. I'm going to pick up one more building. Modeling style, okay. Let's see. What would be a park? Let's see whether I can find a park. Obviously, you can wear that in the mosque, but it's just for illustration. Okay. Again, we're getting design suggestions, but that's not what we're trying to illustrate in this case. So we're just going to ignore them. So always notice the line that helps you align your objects. It's great, but you can always use these tools to distribute vertically and to align center. Yeah, so let's give this another color. Another color. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we're just going to say something about where we can use this. Let's see. Home. I think the bottom is better. Yeah. Centralize it. Yeah, that's it. Bold. Consistent font. And decide to use the color of our theme. Worship. I'm gonna ship this away. Let's distribute again. And then office. And then park. Okay. Right. Once again, distribute horizontally, vertically rather. Do the same for here. Make sure they're aligned. Okay. So we're good. Just about good. Okay, fine. Great. So, I mean, illustrate that simply. Now, so that is for our icon. There are so many kinds of icons we can pick up and do some interesting things with them. Let's do one more interesting example. Here, set an icon. Numbers. So you're just going to pick up all these numbers. 1, 2. I'm holding my control button. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, all the figures. And I decide that I want to. I can decide to use one of these to make it quicker. I'm sure you've gotten the idea of picking up icons. So we can use our earlier learned skill to basically arrive at something interesting. In order to make this relevant, I can decide that I want to use it in another way. For example, to illustrate a set of numbers. Remember that one of the possible use cases is school system. So we just make this a list of numbers with emphasis on the 9. Yeah, let's put that there. 9 becomes the champion. So once again, let's align here. Align horizontally, distribute horizontally, align middle, distribute first of all, then align the first one vertically. Sorry, align the first one at the center here. Align this with the last one at the center. Then distribute this horizontally. Okay, so we're good. Use the line to make sure that number 9 is in the middle, and we're fine. Now we can decide to do a little bit of styling and give the graphics different colors if you want to do that, or maybe a different color or shades of this color. 1. Okay, yeah. That's something really nice. Okay. Anything. Anything. And whatever I want to illustrate. I can decide to make sure that my header is the same same style or otherwise. Numbers 1 to 9. Okay. Yes, so in essence, we can do that, and we can do other things with it as well, which I'll illustrate very shortly. All right, those were inserting icons. Can do some animation as well. Some animation, you know. And this helps us to move things around, if you like. Something like that, very nice, right? Let's just do that again. Okay, good. So we're going to illustrate that with another example and do some movements, some rapid stuff. Let's just first of all illustrate that with this. Do an animation for all the selected items and use the circular option, the circular entrance option with a wheel rather. So when we do that, everything comes in this way. We can decide that we want a different number of spokes, and we can decide that we want this to happen one after the other. So instead of happening all at once, we want to start after previous. When play the animation. Want to play the animation? Let's see. Yeah, play all. Yeah, so we can also decide the order. First of all, it's too slow. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up. Timing. No, sorry about that. 0.5 seconds, very fast. Counting to 9. Okay, so I'm going to decide which one comes first. This is 0, this is number 5. Number 5 should come in position after 4 entities. then I say, okay, this number one should come first. Number two, watch this, it comes second. Number three should come third. Number four should come fourth. Number five should come, yeah, that's it. Number six should come, okay, correct. Number seven, this way. Number eight, and this way. Okay, let's just play all. Beginning, 3, 4, 5. Okay, after 8. This will be 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, great. So maybe give the 9 a red color. Okay. And decide to do a shadow. Right, cool. Saving this. So we've used some level of animation in terms of for entrance purposes for the circles. We can do another one. So first of all, let's even, maybe we should break this and call section title, call it animation, insert icons animations. Okay. Yeah, so we're good. That's another section that leads here. Right, I can decide to do something else with this as well. Yes, so I'm going to do another illustration that uses that, but in another way. And before I do that, let me just show our next slide in our main presentation, the use of SmartArts. In this particular SmartArt, I actually used a combination of SmartArts and icon inserts. So that's basically what I am going to illustrate in the next session. Okay, so let me just do that. Okay, let's go back to our presentation. A minute and respond to this. Definitely, ma'am. Right. Okay, so I have this. Let me change my layout. That's not the layout I want right now. Title and content. And I want to insert some. So in order to use SmartArt, you first of all have to have a bullet pointed list of sorts. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 examples to show the possibilities, and you can further explore them. So let me use the example that aligns with this case. Let's assume it's a teacher, and he's teaching us 5 physical senses, right? Okay, and he wants to teach us about a sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of touch, and the sense of what else? Of hearing. Okay. Sight, smell, taste, hearing, touch. I want to quickly convert this to SmartArt so that it looks much more sophisticated. I can decide to use what I used earlier. Once I do that, I can change the font, maybe the little style there. Then I can add the icon sense of, is that site? The first one is site. So if I say site, I can just pick up eyes, ears. No. I have to pick it up one by one. Insert that icon there. And I pick up my, this is what, also. Smell, taste, smell before taste. So smell. I need a nose. Need a nose there. I need a tongue there. Okay. And I need an ear there. Okay. And I need I need a maybe skin, or maybe I just make it a finger. Okay. Fingerprints. Good. All right. So in these icons, you can get all sorts of varieties of icons that represent what you're trying to communicate. I can decide to change this color scheme, make it look nicer, or change the block this way, whatever it is, change the different types. I can also decide to actually change the layout of the SmartArt entirely, right? All sorts of different types here. I can decide to do more layouts and have something like this, etc, all sorts. I can reset it, convert back to text. I'll just undo that. So all sorts of stuff I can do, change colors back to this format or back to this format, etc. All right, this option, but let's just take it back and use this. Now, one of the other things you want to see, no, let's use this rather. Yeah, that has our icons. One of the other things you want to notice also is that when you're using SmartArt, the indentation of your bullet points also matters. For example, I can do the same, let me use the very same list, duplicate that. In this list, I now want to describe the senses. So maybe I use a more appropriate stuff, and then we use our eyes to see. We need 2 eyes, okay? So let's remove that background. It doesn't look nice at that point, okay? 2 eyes, okay? Sense of smell, we use our nose to smell. Of course, that's simplistic rendition, but good enough for the training. We have a pair of nostrils, okay? Sense of taste, we use our tongue for taste. The tongue is a sensitive organ, okay? We use Here's to here. We have 2 ears, right? We feel touch on our skin. And you can write whatever else you want. So important thing is to select the appropriate SmartArt to fit into your design. And also notice that I can actually decide to change the font for individual elements of the SmartArt. Change the font, change the size. This is too large. For example, I decide I want to do this. I want to make this bold, and the other part of the SmartArt, I want it to remain that, no shadow and all that. Okay, looks neat. So I've done a slide. So for physical senses detail. Yeah, cool. All right. Then what else can we do with in record time is we can use templates. We can use design templates. There are so many of them, and I'll just show that quickly. I'll just show that quickly in a new, I need to use a new style to do that so that I don't disrupt what I've been doing. So I'm just going to open up a new file. In opening up a new file, once I say new here, there's so many online templates you can choose from to pick up quickly. And once you do that, you open a new file in its entirety, and you're able to customize that new file to fit into what you want to accomplish. Excuse me. So product roadmap, all I have to do now is change the text here to fit into what I want to communicate. And you probably notice that this is actually a SmartArt, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, no, this is not a SmartArt. Yeah, well designed, nicely designed. It's what it is. Okay, yeah, it's not a SmartArt, but it's very well designed. So we can take advantage of the good design. You can decide to change the color. Know that to fit into what you want to do. Change the text to fit that as much as you want to. Now, in the design section of my slide, I can also go ahead and pick a completely different theme to match my brand, or maybe I'll pick from something I've done before. For example, I've done this before in Canva. I just pick it up and say I want to apply this theme to my slides, and it takes up a certain theme for what I've done before, right? When I do that, you probably notice that see layout. This is not a very sophisticated theme. You can pick another theme. You can pick a theme from what Microsoft already has, right? Whatever we want, and make it fit into our design, okay? We can also pick a theme, like I mentioned earlier, from something we've done before, something somebody sent us. You just copy the theme in its entirety, and you'll be fine. Okay, let's see. Do I have an example here? Do I have an example here? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I mean, you just play around with the themes, pick up what suits what you want to do, and do it. So that's about themes, and let's see this. That's about design templates, essentially, and themes. So you can pick up all that, modify it to suit your liking, and it will be great. All right, I earlier demonstrated the use of alignment and so forth. And I'm just going to quickly align this because I've already done it before. Instead of trying to move this about, trying to make this match quickly like this, like this, like this, you know, all you have to do is to select everything and then tell PowerPoint to align it, you know, properly in whichever way you want. In this case, I want it at the middle, and I also probably want it distributed horizontally across board. Okay. All right, so that's there. That's where we'll stop, and I'll just also give a little bit of a bonus, in terms of the what I noticed people having problems with in video calls when you need to share your screen. If you have two screens, you can make the best use of them by working on one screen that shows your it's like a preview screen of sorts and allows you to have something you've written in your notes, like here. Let me show you where this came from. Like here, you've put something in your notes down here. Once you do a screen, a presentation, once you go into presentation mode by going slideshow from beginning or from current slides, or clicking this button at the bottom right, you'll be able to see essentially this slide as this preview. That what it does for you, it helps you to control what you are showing to the audience without letting them exactly know how you are doing that control. Let me try to carry this over to the side. So what happens is I can decide, this is what I'm showing my screen. I can decide to show something else very quickly like this. I can decide to show something else like this quickly. When I come back to here, I see this. When I go forward, it shows the full picture. And I can see some notes I've taken about what I want to say to the audience. So that's essentially how it works. As the audience, what you see is basically the final product on your own screen, just like this. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please type them in the comments, and when I'm available, I will respond to you. Have a wonderful weekend.